Hi, my name is Brandon Fair, and this is Voice of Recovery, a channel dedicated to recovery. Thanks for your support. Please don't forget to subscribe, and also either like, comment, share, and let us know what you like best. This channel is dedicated to everybody, for everybody. Hope you find it useful and helpful. Thank you and enjoy. Hello, my name is Brandon Fair. I'm here with Taylor Reed again, Voice of Recovery, and we basically want to just talk about the 5 stages of change. I'm about to go through some changes myself, about to start working, and so I'm going to have a lot more freedom, a lot more opportunity to run into chances to use. And so I kind of reached out to Taylor about maybe talking about some maintenance and things like that. And so here he is in all his glory. And so yeah, exactly. And so I'm taking mental notes, but yeah, here we are.
Yeah, so your question's related to the maintenance stage for somebody that's going through the initial phases of the harvest farm, get to the transition. I mean, really the 5 stages of change, there can be people in treatment still in pre-contemplation. I mean, they're debating whether or not it's going to be worth putting forth the effort to get sober. So teeter-totter between pre-contemplation and contemplation. Brandon here, he's been in the action stage, probably the action and maintenance for a few months now. He's putting in the work at the program, working on his mind, body, and spirit. And now that he finished his LEC classes, he's getting on it with this job, get some money coming in, taking those next steps towards the resocialization piece. Going through treatments and getting to the maintenance stage. Really, the maintenance stage is at 6 months or past. But all it is just keeping it simple. Your routine, the new habits that you have developed, incorporate that into your new schedule once you do start working full time. A downfall that I see a lot of guys make is that they get solely focused on work or making money, and then they forget about their recovery program. So, throughout the week, they're in work therapy, whatever department that they're in. They have all that extra time to do those things. Then once they start working, their schedule changes. There's a lot of change that occurs within a couple weeks for guys that start working full time. So they forget about those little things that help them get to where they are now, and they overlook it because many reasons, but they will solely want to focus on work. They are too tired to go to the gym, to go to an AA meeting, to meet with their mentor, to meet with the sponsor, whatever it is. But really, once a person gets to that maintenance stage, it's keeping it simple, but also not almost like you double down on your efforts. You really get dialed in and go after what you want. Because by the time you leave treatment, you're back on your own. There's no more leash on you. So all those things you've been doing up until that time that you graduate, you need to have that dialed in and have that system of processes down to where the only thing that changes once you graduate is where you're sleeping at night. You have the same routine, you're still going to work, you reach out to your support network. All those habits are in place. At that point, they become habitual. They're automatic. It's almost like a reflex. So it's not like you're forcing yourself to do these things. It's who you are at this point. Little overview, I guess, for you.
So what I'm hearing is basically make my job part of my recovery. Make my job fit into my recovery, not my recovery fit in with my job. Like basically, you know what I mean? Like my priority is still recovery. It's not this job. It's not making money. That's like a second to everything else, right? I mean, if they're asking me to work 12 hours a day, 6 days a week, and I'm dropping stuff like you know, all the things I'm doing at the farm, working out, running, you know, meeting with my mentor, then probably not a good idea or a good fit.
It's a red flag. It's an area of concern for sure. Yeah, it's work, and it's not like any of the guys here, or even yourself, for example. It's not that we've never been able to find work or hold a job. Our dilemma, our struggle, is staying sober and staying away from that kind of lifestyle. And it's all mentality too. Like keeping your program of recovery first priority. You know, faith in God and the things that keep you spiritually filled, or any sense of fulfillment, really. Like those still need to be in place, so that it doesn't just become the monotonous routine of wake up, go to work, go home, drink a beer, or whatever it is,
right,
that your vice is.
Right. So I guess the other thing is too, so, you know, what do you suggest? Like, I know in the past, just like my own experience, you know, you start working and you're doing good, you're bringing in money, you know, sometimes you have that feeling of accomplishment, and you're like, man, I want to reward myself. You know, how do you reward yourself? What are some ideas? What are some things? You know, because I really honestly think like a person needs that. You know.
Oh, no doubt. It's a good way to keep yourself happy, and like the whole reward system thing. So like, I'll buy like new pair of glasses every few months, or buy some new clothes, or go on a trip, save up some money, and in a few months go on a trip to a different state, or do something fun. Like go skydiving. Terrified of heights, but it is an adrenaline rush that is healthy.
Yeah.
Not like slamming dope where you get that rush.
Yeah.
Just traveling around, and you go out to a nice restaurant, or you know, you can be creative with it. That's the cool thing about it. A lot of guys just, once they're making money, so specifically like with the farm, no bills, no expenses. They're making all this money, and Amazon is making deliveries every single day. Like they're just blowing their money on things that they don't really need at that time. Like it becomes a cross addiction. So getting disciplined with your money, your budget, and your finances while you start working is going to help set you up for that long-term success. And like just like at the program, you know, you work for a couple months, and you take a weekend pass to a lake, or you go see some family, or you buy some new clothes or shoes or whatever it is that you like. Doing it that way versus spending all your money, so then once you get to the end of the program, you can't afford an apartment.
Right.
You can't really go anywhere, then really you're worse off than before.
It's good to know. So I was like, you know, I'm at a point right now where, you know, I'm writing down the things that I've been doing, and just so I can make sure that I'm writing down like my schedule, you know, so I make sure that I'm still doing these things. I feel that like if I don't have them on paper, then it's easy to dismiss those things, you know, because they're not solid, they're not right there in front of me. So, you know, another thing I'm going to add on there is going to be like this reward system, you know what I mean? So that stuff's actually planned out and on there, you know, so, you know, it's exciting. I mean, it's something to look forward to. Another thing, real quick, so there's the 5 stages of change, right? Now, okay, I've been doing a little bit of research, you know, so I can keep up with you here in some of these discussions and conversations. Now, you know, and I don't know how you feel about this, but you know, they show this as a circle, you know, a never-ending circle, you know, a lot of these stages, you know, and you know, most of them throw in relapse, right? They do throw in relapse, and
optional.
Yeah, well, and maybe some of them show, either relapse or they show like termination, and so there's definitely a choice there, there's a fork in the road, and regardless, you're gonna go one way or the other, but I saw one example, where it was termination, but a lot of these theories, they say relapse, and so what's your take on that? What's your feeling on that? I mean, I don't feel that I feel that I'm of an age and at a point where I can like take it how it is. I mean, people don't like things being black and white, right?
Some do.
Yeah, some do. But like a lot of times, they're like, hey, no black and white thinking. Things are not black and white. But when it comes to relapse, I think it's really a hard thing, because what do you think? You've gone this long way, and you're in action, you're in maintenance, and I decide to go, do a load, right? So am I starting back at the beginning, and where does that really physically put me?
Personal opinion, I feel like it depends on the individual. So I mean, they can go through all 5 stages of change, be in maintenance, and have a slip up. So at that slip up, there's a fork. Either they're going to continue down that path and regress towards pre-contemplation, back to I don't think I want to do it. I fucked up, all this stuff. Or the other path on that fork is like, it scares them, like, holy shit, this is real, and this is what I'm fighting against, and they get back on that horse. And they're not necessarily going back to contemplation. They're like right back into action and maintenance.
Right.
You can teeter on different stages, but I think as far as the relapse goes, it's either the relapse is going to take them back to pre-contemplation, or that relapse is going to like light that fire again for action and getting back to maintenance, and then using that experience as wisdom moving forward for the next time they feel like, oh, I can just have one.
Right.
Next time that happens, they're like, nope, last time I did that, it put me in this really weird mental space, and I came damn close to falling off and losing everything that I've worked so hard to gain up to this point.
So pre-contemplation is what? Is thinking about getting clean or sober.
Pre-contemplation is
you're kind of
not really no desire.
Right.
I mean, the only talk about sobriety is probably coming from friends, families, or people who are concerned about you. Contemplation is that you're actually having an open dialogue with somebody about the possibility of getting sober, going to treatments, and taking the steps. Action, you actually check into treatment. You actually start going to AA meetings. Like, you are that desire for change. You're taking the initiative and that first step towards getting sober and start building that momentum. Then maintenance, like up to 6 months is really where you enter the maintenance mode, to where all these new skills or tools that you can use for recovery have become habits, and you actually use them. A lot of guys learn all these tools while in treatments, and they don't use them. I mean, you have a tool, you need to put it to work.
Right.
Little quick rundown of the stages.
So you really have to like change your whole way of thinking to go from maintenance to pre-contemplation again after like a use. Like you really have to kind of lose it, right?
Completely fall off.
Yeah.
In like the coaching world, we strive to help our clients have like that paradigm shift. So having a change in your beliefs, your views, your values. So like pre-contemplation, your belief system is, it's impossible. I can't do it. I can't. I've tried it before and I've always fallen back. Paradigm shift to action and maintenance is, other people are doing it, I can too, and I just got to stay persistent with it. Like basically just you going from a negative state to a positive state in all those aspects.
Okay. think I got a lot from this. Definitely. So just want to thank you for your time.
Oh, always. Always wait.
And it's been fun. It always is fun, you know. Thank you for all your help and just keeping me level and all the good stuff, man.
Yes, sir. Big
and the bad
things,
stuff. I mean,
big things on the horizon.
Yeah.
That's a little side piece is how some guys talk about, and this goes back to the paradigm deal. Guys will say, "Oh, God's punishing me for this and that," and it's like, no, we get in our own way with our vices, with our selfish desires, and it is incredible when guys get clear on their intention and what they truly want for themselves, how God starts blessing us in different ways. And it's a beautiful thing to see, but it's definitely not God punishing us. He wants all of us to thrive, to prosper, to be happy, to love and be loved. So if you're in that bad mental state, just know that it is possible. I mean, 2 examples right here, many others at the farm, you know, throughout the state, throughout the country. People can and they will overcome addiction, but you have to have the desire for change. Call to action, baby. Got to take action. Be proactive.
Cool. All right. It's been nice. See you guys later.